What's up, everybody? Today I want to talk about nostalgia. You know, does anyone here feel like back then just felt like certain type of times that we just can't bring back no matter what? Like, for example, certain cartoons we seen, like we look at the cartoons now, for example, and be like, damn, it felt like we just watched this cartoon literally yesterday. Meanwhile, it was literally a decade ago, if not more. And you say to yourself, damn, or like, just felt like more simpler times back then. And now just everything feels all backwards and just screwed up. Now, the truth is, like I always say, life is always been a circus, but it just feels like the circus just became bigger though. Like as the future has come, it feels like the circus just just expands. It just gets worse. Things just become more cuckoo, like things just become more crazy. Everything just becomes more expensive, you know. Life was never easy. Life was never really good, but it did seem a little bit more copable back then. Now, with me saying it being a little bit more copable doesn't mean I'm saying life was good, but it was a tad bit better. It was always a prison. At least that's how I look at it as. But now it's just how I look at it now is the prison shrinks. You were in a prison back then that you had more room to actually stretch. Like, my other hand's holding the camera. That's why I'm just using this hand. But you get the idea. Back then's prison, I felt like I could stretch my whole body. I had room. I could, yawn, stretch my legs, stretch every part of my body. Let's just put it to that. Whereas today's prison feels like I can't even breathe. It feels like I can't even stand up because I'm already hitting the ceiling. Boom. That's just the difference between the prison of life back then to the prison of life in today's modern society. I just feel like everything's just more unbearable. Everything's just more harder. Life is less enjoyable than it was. Like back then, there's certain cartoons I used to watch. And sometimes when I get like a recommendation on YouTube from some whatever reason, like YouTube reads my mind, I guess. And I click on it, I'm like, damn, I remember that episode like it was just yesterday. Well, like a certain video game we played. Like, for example, I used to play PS2, and I'm sure everyone here mainly did. Who knows? And there were some fun games. Like, for example, I'll give an example of what games I used to play when I was a kid on the PS2. I used to play Resident Evil 2, 1, all the way to 4, I think. And Spider-Man, there was a Spider-Man game, things like that. There was a race, Midnight Club Racing, like just stupid games like that. But then when you like look at videos about it, it just brings back so many memories. Like, damn, that's my childhood, it just brings me nostalgia. It's like, shit felt easy back then. Well, like what I like to say is things didn't feel so complicated back then. It felt like I was happier. It felt like things were just different, I don't know how to describe it, it's hard to explain, but it's just that certain feeling that you can't bring back in today's life. Even if you have the game, even if you jump on the game, even if like certain things you did back then you try to do again today, you try and reenact it today, it still just doesn't feel the same. Because it's just not that era anymore, it's just that era truly expired. So even though if you have the game, even though if you watch the cartoon to this day, it doesn't feel the same because that era just that feeling of that era just it's gone. It came and went, and it's just something you can't bring back. It seems, It may sound confusing. It is complicated what I'm trying to say, but I'm sure people somehow do understand what I'm trying to say, But it just I'm trying to say out of all of this, today's life, it just feels like different. It's like that song by 21 Pilot, Wish We Could Turn Back Time to the Good Old Days. Now, I'm not saying life was really ever good, but it just felt easier, felt a little bit more copable. Things weren't as expensive. Things always cost money, but at least it wasn't over the roof like it is now. It's just different times, it just feels. And plus the thing is too, when we're kids, we don't really know too much. Some do, some don't. Like me, I knew a little, but at the same time, I was kind of like in a fog. I always sensed something wasn't right about this life, but in the beginning, I was just like, fuck it, I just didn't really put too much into it at the time. I was just embracing the present moment, like they say, live in the present. I guess that's what you could say I was trying to do at that time. And it just, things felt all right. Things felt okay. And then now everything just feels like, what the fuck, like, what is this shit? Like now I'm just like, damn, man, if you get what I'm trying to say, life just feels fucking different now. And then not in a good way. It's like, it really feels like things just gotten so much worse. And the truth is, it has. It has. So it's like an era that wasn't so bad expired that you can't bring back. You get the nostalgia feeling thinking about it, but at the same time, it's kind of an emotional, sad feeling because those feelings, that era sadly won't ever come back. It's gone. There's a lot of people like that say, if that game brings you back so many memories, or if that show or cartoon, just find a way to get the game, play it or whatever, and you can do that possibly, but even though you do that, it just doesn't feel the same. Because it was the time and era that mattered at the time that it's gone now. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, it's hard to explain, but it's just a weird feeling, man. Man, I'm not just talking about games and cartoons. I mean, there's a lot of things that, people did or seen back then that, certain things that existed back then that now it's so much different, it just brings back nostalgia. It's just in so many ways, nostalgia hits people, Like me, it hit me in those ways, when we were kids. We didn't really have a care in the world, shit like that. It just felt like things were fun at the time, Now it just feels like things just became chaos. Now, life was always chaos to some degree, but you know what I mean? Life just became, like what I just said a little while ago, expressing the prison of life. At least back then, the prison felt like I could stretch a little bit. I could stretch my arms. This prison, I can't even stand. I'm hunched like this, like that. I'm claustrophobic in here, like I have no room. And it feels like the prison just shrinks as the future continues. Next year, from me being like this, can't move, have no room, to now being like this. I'm being suffocated to death in this prison cell. Help, help. The future is not bright in any way, form. There's no light at the end of the damn tunnel. That type of feeling. And it's just the truth. And a lot of people say you got to stop being negative, think positive. There's good things to life. I can't really think of many. If not at all, any at all. But, it's just not a good future today. I feel bad for the future generation. I even feel bad for myself and people of our age because we got to keep going so many years possibly into this misery, It's just, life is just getting more and more harder. Everything's just becoming more, it's like the system's trying to make us crack like an egg. That's how I look at it as. New York City literally is like how I look at New York City. It's making people homeless on purpose. It's literally causing people to become homeless on purpose. It's going so damn high with expenses purposely just so people could be homeless. That's how I look at it as. Because why does everything got to be that expensive? I mean, something costs this. Why now does it have to cost this? It's like the system's trying to make us collapse. That's how I look at it as. The system's literally trying to make us collapse when we should be making the system collapse. But instead it's vice versa, the other way around. The system's making us collapse. We're the ones collapsing. We're the ones going through stress, pressure, anxiety, whatever, when the system should be collapsing. And in a way, we are kind of making the system collapse too to some degree, but and all in all, we're the ones that are collapsing. We're the tools. We're the puppets. We're the sheeps, NPCs, whatever you want to call it. We're the fools that just play along in the game. I mean, I know we have no choice. But it's like we just adapt to things. It's like we're just okay with it. We see how hard life's getting. We see what a dump this is becoming more and more. And it's like we just accept it. And the proof that we accept it, what do? I'm sure people already know what I'm going to say. I'll give a few moments. All right, I'm going to say it. We keep reproducing. We keep having more kids. We keep polluting, we keep creating more and more little humans into this hell. That's literally like the big way of saying, I accept the way life is. I know life is a dump. I know life is getting worse and worse. I know the prison cell's shrinking, but you know what? I accept it anyway, and I'm going to have a kid so he could suffer in it along with all us idiots, That's how I look at it as. Because if truthful is, if we had a problem with the way it is, we would stop having kids, you know? It's funny though, we do have a problem. We complain, about life and shit, but yet we have kids at the end of the day. So it's like really you're accepting it because you're you're literally creating the cycle all over again. You're creating another little mini you. You're one day going to die, but now you created a kid. And then that kid's most likely going to create another kid and another kid. And like I always say, the damn hamster wheel never stops spinning because of this. So it's like we just agreed to sell our souls away to the system. And it's crazy. This is all we fucking do. It's like we literally just accept it. We complain, we say stupid things like, well, I'm not saying a stupid thing, but like, we complain about it. Like I'm kind of complaining about it. But me personally, I'm not having a kid. So that proves right there I don't accept the way life is. Of course, unfortunately, I have no choice but to live it. But I don't like the way it is. But you get hypocrites that'll say, yeah, man, life sucks, it's just everything I'm saying, they'll agree. They'll be like, yeah, man, you're right, man. It's a fucking rat race, man, yeah. But what does he do at the end of the day? He has a kid. He's married or with a couple having a kid. So now you're agreeing with me and you're having a kid. So it's like you're accepting it because you're reproducing. Well, yeah, but yeah, nothing. You're accepting the way life is by recreating another kid, creating another person. Me, I don't want no kids. So that proves right there I don't accept the way this is. If life was a better place, if life was actually worth living to the very end, maybe I would have a kid. But then again, I just think kids are a pain in the ass. They're stressful. I don't hate kids, but they are a pain in the ass. I just don't feel like I have that time of patience and responsibility to handle that. So I'm being smart by what I just said by not having a kid. Now, if I have a kid and don't want to be bothered with the kid in any way, I don't take care of the kid, then yeah, that makes me a piece of crap because here I am wanting to have a kid and now I'm not going to do the responsible things of being a parent, a father, So yeah, then I can understand people calling me an asshole, a piece of shit, whatever, a deadbeat, whatever. But I don't want no kids, and that's the reason why I don't want kids. I don't hate kids, but I don't want kids. And it all goes in a whole bunch of ways. I don't want to bring someone into this hell. And then I got to worry, what if he or she gets bullied? What if this? What if that? What if? That's all life is. What if? What if that happens? What if this happens? What if, holy moly, what if that happens? I don't want to have these fears and worries and these, headaches. So I just save myself from that hell and just say, you know what? It's not worth it. This life's it's a complete zoo. It's a complete zoo. It's a complete circus, zoo, whatever you want to call it. And I'm not going to get myself in it. I'm here, unfortunately. I just got to ride it out. One day, hopefully, before I know it, I'll be out of this hell. And God knows where I'll be from there. If I'll be in heaven, if there is a heaven, or just in a non-existent state, which I'll be perfectly fine with that because that's where we all seem to be before being born. So there's nothing to really fear about non-existent because we were all in that in that state at some point. So just going back in it wouldn't really bother me because when you're in that state, you don't know anything. And that's what makes life truly even more pointless if that's the case because you have all this shit for what? To just one day not even know whatever happened? Not even knowing one day that you were even here, If that's the case, But yeah, that's the thing with hypocrite people, man. They act like they agree with what you're saying, but then they make poor decisions later on in life. That's like me being a hypocrite, saying, for example, all these things I say in my videos, and then at the end of the day, let's have a baby or whatever. I'm just being a total hypocrite. I'm saying all this shit, and then I'm participating in it like you know what I mean? Like, I don't hate kids, but they are a lot of work. I got to tell you that. At least for me, I can't handle it, man. I'd rather blow my brains out than deal with that shit. I'm just being straightly honest. That's my opinion, but to each their own. But really, by us having kids, we're just accepting life. We're accepting our fate, I guess you could say. We're accepting, all right, life got more expensive. All right, so you know what? By accepting it, we got to just try and work harder, man. Let's try to get one or more jobs or whatever the hell. Let's do it. We could do it. We're all in the same boat, so what the hell? Since we're all in the same boat, that gives me peace and joy. Let's all just do it or whatever the hell. And this is what we do. We keep accepting something, and this is why life keeps getting worse and worse. It's like places getting more expensive. You go to, at a store or whatever, like get your nails done or whatever the hell, like female, people getting their nails done or hair done, haircut. Prices keep going up, but they see people keep coming in, then the people are going to be like, hey, you know what? People don't seem to mind. People are still coming in. We'll keep the prices the same. But if you get less customers, then they'll probably drop down the prices a little bit. But this is what I say. We accept whatever happens. We complain and bitch about it, but yet we still participate in it. And by us doing that, it's just saying that, okay, it's okay to make it keep going up then. These idiots are keep coming no matter what. I can make this cost $100 one day and they'll keep coming in for a haircut or for this or to get the nails done, whatever. I'm just making something up, But if we all, the people, say, nah, fuck that, we ain't going there, make them lose business, you'll see how they'll fucking drop the prices real fucking fast. But that's the thing. It just goes to show you how we accept the way this shit is. It's like we don't even give a fight. We just literally bow to our knees right into it. We literally just fall right into the trap. We bitch about it, how much this shit costs now? Then don't fucking go there anymore. Everyone should agree to stop going there. Maybe they'll drop the prices. That's the thing. They see we're desperate, we'll go no matter how much it costs, and that's why they literally laugh at us and take advantage of us, and they just keep making shit go up. And this is just things in general. It's how stupid we are, man, when you really fucking think about it. But this all just goes back to how much life changed from the past. How much more stupid and harder and just pointless unbearableness that had gotten from when we were younger. Things felt a little bit more, better, slightly. And plus, yes, when we're young, we don't really know much about life. But the truth is, life did get a lot harder now than it did when we were young. Life was a little bit more simpler back then. Now, with me saying that, I'm not saying it was a gift. Because truthfully, when was this shit ever a gift? But it was a little bit more manageable back then. Now you hear everything about mental health. Mental health is talked more than ever before because look what's going on. How could you not have a mental problem or some kind of mental breakdown knowing the way life, what's going on in this world today? That I don't even feel like going into a whole detail in. The wars, all that shit. The commander-in-chief in the White House. I mean, I don't want to get started, man. And just everything, inflation, everything, man. How could you not have a mental breakdown in today's life? How could you not have a meltdown? That's my real big question. This is why a certain era that didn't feel so bad just can't ever come back because we won't allow it to come back. We just keep making life get more and more harder. We make life get worse and worse and worse. To the point where nostalgia things brings us back, certain memories gives us that nostalgia feeling because that feeling really feels like when things were a little bit better, when things made a little bit sort of more sense, I guess you could say. I mean, really, none of this ever really made sense, but, just things felt happier back then. You were a little bit happier back then. You felt a little bit of peace back then. Something that sadly drifted away as you grew up and just as the future in general came about. Because the truth is that's what truly happened. We grew up and life itself, the future changed. So it's two things that actually occurred. Us growing up and in life actually changing as we grown up. And it changed for the worse. It just got more and more unbearable. And this is why now when we see certain things, it just brings us back like, man, I miss the old days. Just brings back so many memories. Life felt so much easier back then, just not a care in the world back then, that type of feeling. And then now you're literally drowning in bills, stress, pressure, you name it. And it's sad how it is, man. It's truly fucking sad. And it's just like, what could we do? But what we could do is stop reproducing. That's one thing, but we won't ever strive that direction. I can make a million videos about it, but it's not going to, I know, obviously change the fact about it. Like, it's not going to change what we're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep having kids, So this is where it all goes to. We just accept the way life is. We accept this horrible change, it seems. We complain, we may say this, whatever, but then at the end of the day, I want to have a baby and there you go. I look at that as a big smack in the face when you say all these things about life, and then here you are having a, you know what I mean? But anyway, guys, I am going to wrap it up for now. I actually got to get going. But I love you all, man. I hope a lot of people could relate with this topic. I am trying to think of new topics to talk about. I don't think I ever mentioned a topic like this before, so it's good to try to make a little bit of new ideas. And keep those video requests coming. Leave them down below. I'll try to see as many as I can. Sometimes YouTube deletes them, or sometimes it's like hidden in the comment section. It's weird. YouTube's just so weird. You know what I noticed YouTube be doing too now? I'd be hearting people's comments, and all of a sudden when I refresh the page, the heart disappears. Now I know if somebody re-edits their comment, the heart automatically disappears. That I know, but people aren't even editing it. It's just because, like, usually when I hit refresh, it will say if someone edits it. Someone didn't edit it, and all of a sudden the heart still disappeared. So, like, I don't know. YouTube's a bunch of trolls, man. They always got to be messing with the comments, deleting shit. And I always put the thing to allow all comments. I don't put anything to hold any comments against or anything like that. I always put it to allow. Every time I upload a video, I always got to make sure it's to that setting because it always changes back. But I always make sure I put it to allow all. But it's like, what's the sense? Doing that doesn't seem to really do anything because people are still complaining their comments are getting deleted or they're hidden in the section where no one else could see them or whatnot. So it's like, I mean, I'm still going to keep putting it to allow all, but it's like, even though I'm doing it's a bunch of bullshit because it's not really allowing all because people are still complaining that comments are getting deleted. I actually said something, which I don't even remember what I said. It wasn't even really that bad. And they deleted my comment. My comment got removed. So that just goes to show you, they don't even remove the creator's comment, you know what I mean? But anyway, guys, I'm going to let you go for now, though. I just don't want you to think I'm deleting your comments in any way, form, or ignoring any of your comments. Sometimes YouTube just, it's weird. There's sometimes where I have to sign out of YouTube and look at one of my videos to see a comment that I won't see when I'm signed in on my account. It's like when I'm on my account, a certain comment never pops up, but then when I sign out, then sometimes I'll see that comment. I'm like, what the hell? I can't even reply to that person because when I go on my account, it's not there. But when I'm signed off, it is there. And I can't reply, obviously, if I'm signed off, so I got to sign in. But when I sign in, your comment's no longer showing. So it's like it's all fucking backwards. I don't know what the hell's wrong with them, man. It's like monkeys in the friggin', I don't know. But anyway, I am going to wrap it up, though, for now, guys. Love you all, man. Take it easy. And stay blessed, man. That's all I can say. And I shall try to do the same. Love you. Peace out. Take care.